Hello, and welcome back to more DML. So, most of you have probably been doing all of your divine ticket stuff, you know, opening as many chests as you can, seeing what you've been getting. But, you know, today, instead of just focusing on all of the divine chests and all of that, I just want to remind people that this week we do actually have a new dragon in the dungeon for you to win. So this is the JINQIU Dragon. He hasn't been available before. I do already have him myself, but he's a pretty cool epic. I actually really like him, you know, he's like very Chinesey, very cool. He has a cool little beard and mustache as well, and he's a metal, fire, and shadow epic. So if you are someone that actually needed a decent epic, this guy actually ain't too bad. And Otto says, don't let his festive look trick you. This dragon is fierce, competitive, and ready for battle anytime. Set sail with your own JINQIU Dragon. So this works the same as, well, normal for dungeon dragons, as in, if you want to have a chance of getting this dragon, you have to complete every single fight in the dungeon in a day, and then when you open up the chest at the end, you have a chance of getting the dragon. Normally with dungeon dragons, there's around about a 3% chance of you getting it in that chest at the end. So yes, it's not a high percent chance by any stretch of the imagination. 3% means that on average, for the amount of time that he is available, you're less likely to get him than you are to actually get him. But it's worth a try nonetheless. And plus, just doing the dungeon every day is something that you should be doing anyway. We know that eventually the dungeon is due for an overhaul, so if you start getting points in the dungeon now, and eventually the dungeon does get updated, you may end up having a bunch of leftover, what they call tokens, and then you might be able to use them when the new update to the dungeon eventually comes out. And that'll be good. You don't want to end up with the new update with a new dungeon and no tokens to spend if they're actually usable in the new version of it. So I do highly suggest that you go ahead and try and actually finish off the dungeon every single day. If you can't, then you'll probably either have your team in the wrong order, or your dragons don't have level 6 abilities. Because a lot of the complaints that I see from people that can't finish the dungeon tend to be people either that are at max level with max level dragons, but their dragons aren't very good, and they can't do the dungeon anymore. Because you do actually have to think about using good dragons when you're at max level with like level 100 fully enchanted dragons. If you've leveled up a bunch of garbage, it will be very difficult. But for anyone else that isn't in that really, really top percentile, if you use you can use commons even, which I wouldn't recommend, but if you've got epics, as long as they have their level 6 abilities, and you have a relatively evenly leveled team, the dungeon is actually a lot easier than a lot of people make it out to be. I have been through tips about that before, especially in a DML Reborn series, so if you ever need any help, feel free to ask. But here we are at those chests. You know, I don't feel great about opening these because I pretty much never ever win the dungeon dragon, apart from the time where I get the dragon 5 times in a week. But I always go for the middle chest. I'm never going to open all the chests for 125. Let's see what we get. We got some gold. Okay. So there we go. We weren't lucky today. We didn't even get to see him. That's my main problem. Sometimes I don't even get to see the dragon as an option in these chests. And that's the thing that annoys me. But we are not successful today. So we have to come back and try again tomorrow and hope that we can get this guy. But you know, at least I already have him, but for anyone that is going for him, I do wish you the very best of luck. But not to forget that along with that, my voice is dying, I'm an old lady. Along with that, we do also have the solo event, which is coming in actually a couple of hours time. So we've got the Divine Spirit event, and this is essentially what you should be expecting for this upcoming week. I did already go through it once, but you know, we've got the new weekly dragon now, which is indeed the Mentor Dragon, so Axolotl is no longer available. We didn't get the Axolotl on PC, is all I'm going to say about that. But we do have the Mentor as the new Dragon of the Week. But the main thing to note is we do have Crowded Nursery, which might give us some bonus Divine tickets. We do have Clan Siege, which is probably not going to give us bonus Divine tickets or anything. But we also have Golden Opportunity, which definitely will. But the Divine Spirit event, it says race against the clock and complete numerous tests to win lots of Divine tickets and the JINQIU Dragon. So this event actually does give quite a decent amount of Divine tickets as well, so you will be wanting to jump onto that Divine ticket train when that event comes out today. But it does last like a week, so it's a lot longer than the current Dragon's Delight event that we've got going on. You know, we've just had people spending a bit too much in this Dragon's Delight event. I'm not going to say that I've gone crazy in this Dragon's Delight event, because I've got very little hope of ever winning one of these on PC. I mean, the top person has 2,800 points. They've had over 2,000 points for 3 days now. Then we've got 2,100 and an 1,800 point set of people. So most of these people have actually spent money to make sure that they can win the Jellyfish Dragon. Even some of the people that have a relatively, you know, expected amount of points, they have spent a lot of money, because not everyone can hit every reset in these Dragon's Delight events, and so far I have not missed a Dragon's Delight event reset, which it might look like I have. But essentially what's been happening the last few days is my resets are at like 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock, so I either have to stay up until 1 AM or I have to wake up before 7 AM to make sure that I hit that reset, which to some people that might seem completely, you know, normal times, but I can just about put up with only getting a straight 6 hours of sleep, although I don't prefer it, because sometimes, you know, you might just feel sick, sometimes you might just want to sleep for longer. It's like, no, you're not allowed to do that, because DML has decreed as such. So, I have been literally waking up, not even with an alarm, I've been waking up at 6:50, and then I've been having to do resets on both accounts. No joke, it is actually so stressful. Like, I will just wake up and I'll be like, oh god, what time is it? And then I'll check my phone, I'll be like, oh my god, it's 6:50, I have like 10 minutes to do this on both accounts. I did also wake up at 6:56 on one of the days, and I still somehow managed to do the resets on both accounts then. But it's definitely not something that I would recommend on average for you to be attempting to do. And the thing is, the requirements for having to be here for literally every single reset without fail. You know, I did miss out on a lot of the collect food points. That was my own fault for screwing up the farms. I don't blame anyone else for that. But for those people that have really competitive brackets and yet you still like have a life, you're probably not going to win most of these events on average. You know, that's just the way that it is. Some people are willing to log in every single reset of the day. Some people aren't. Some people value their health. Some people don't. You know, you just gotta understand that that's what you shoof expect when you're going into these sorts of events. Don't expect that winning the Jellyfish Dragon is even going to be possible for most of the time that you actually get these Dragon's Delight events. I accepted it a long time ago. I accepted it ever since the time where I had my Android account and I was heavily winning the event. No one was even close to me. And then, literally in the last, not even 5 minutes of the event, someone went ahead and spent thousands of Dorbs, which they didn't have. They purchased them outright, and got like 10 ahead of me. That was a very sad day, and that was back in the days where in Dragon's Delight events you had to get first place, otherwise you didn't get anything. So I'm glad that at least now it's top 3, but it doesn't really change the way that people tackle the events. They'll still wait until the very last minute and then just spend a ton of money right at the end of the event. It's basically so that they can debate people into thinking that, you know, they've won and that they're about to win in the event, and then boom, they go and take it away from you. I'm not sure if it's malicious or if it's just you know, their way of winning more on average. I'm pretty sure some of them are doing it maliciously just to, you know, put the stake in the foot, basically, but, you know, I hope for the most part that it is just people trying to, you know, win the dragon, but some people I doubt it greatly, considering they make, like, public posts saying, haha, I destroyed that person by putting in 1,000 daubs at the end of the event, haha. I've actually seen that before, and I was like, really? You want to publicly make that post? You'll probably be executed. But anyway, you know, that is most of the news that I have for now. I know I didn't upload anything yesterday, I have been busy, and I will not be here in this country for the solo event that's going to be coming out. So, unfortunately, I'm going to miss out on all of the tickets for the event that's going to be coming up, so that absolutely sucks. But hey, you know, again, sometimes people just have a life, you don't have any choice. Sometimes it's just going to work out like that, and it's going to suck for you, so it is what it is. You just got to suck it up, sunshine, and deal with life. And sometimes accept that maybe you're not going to be winning a DML event sometimes. It does feel a bit bad, though. It's like, why did you have to bring out the event? Like, just at the time period where I'm going to be busy. Ugh, screw this, is already not giving me what I want. I hate you, Dragon's Delight events. But, regardless, that is pretty much everything that I wanted to go through for now. So I'll be back with the solo event, and you know, what to expect, how many tickets, and everything. And, you know, actually, we know what the elements are for all of the new divines now, although some people might not be too impressed with it. So, I'm going to leave that until another day. But regardless, for now, thank you for joining us, and until next time, I will see you then.